Hi folks, Gary Pfalzbot here with GoatWorld, and I'm going to try something a little bit new for everybody. As you know, I try to update, daily, not every day, but most every day with news headlines from around the world. And so I'm going to try to incorporate this into a video. It'll eventually become a live stream if everything goes right, and you'll be able to check in, from time to time on the live stream and see what the news in the goat world is. So, with no further ado, here we go.
Jack Langley's business, Goat Dispatch, started small and close to home.
I started at my house, and the neighbors really liked how it was looking, and next thing you know, we're doing projects all over the state.
The current project is 3 acres in Washington County's Ravine National Park.
Hired by the county, 19 goats are here to eat buckthorn.
Kind of late in the season, a lot of the natives have already kind of lost their leaves, and the buckthorn is one of the plants that keeps its leaves longer. So this is a great time to get in, open the area up.
Within an invasive shrub-dominated forest like behind us, there's very little opportunity for native ground cover species to bloom.
The friendly goats, each with their own name, are kept in a solar-powered fence with a light level of electricity. They're trained to bend the tall buckthorn down in order to get all the leaves and even seeds.
Thanks to the goats' advanced stomachs, most of the seeds don't make it through their digestive system as fertile. That keeps buckthorn from spreading. But no matter how you're getting rid of buckthorn, it's probably going to take a few attempts to get rid of it all.
They are definitely top killing it, taking it back. And any method you use, I don't care if you burn it, I don't care if you cut it, I don't care if you spray it, it's still going to be coming back.
Hopefully the goal with this is we're reducing that invasive shrub presence so that more sunlight's getting to that ground cover and providing opportunities for that native seed bank with the geraniums and the wood anemone to thrive and bloom.
And these goats are talented.
No one-trick ponies here.
When we're working on plants, it's not always buckthorn. Sometimes we're going after garlic mustard, they eat poison ivy, thistle, raspberry. It's not always just invasive vegetation, sometimes it's unwanted vegetation. So there's certain plants, and we try to hit them at the peak time when we're going to do the most damage to them without doing damage to the native plants.
Well, we moved from buckthorn to something near and dear to my heart, kudzu. And when I first read this article headline this morning, goats take up battle against kudzu in Roswell. I'm living in Colorado now, and I'm thinking Roswell, Roswell, New Mexico. No, this is actually Roswell, Georgia, and I was originally told about 15 years ago by a couple people from the USDA and the ARS that kudzu covers over 11 million acres of the southeastern United States, which, that's quite a lot, and it's gone further than that, but there's been a lot of entities come in and start cleaning up the kudzu. And the thing about this kudzu, it grows a foot a day, the vine that ate the South. And we had 9 acres, and unfortunately 7 of those acres were wooded. We had some really nice black walnut trees, some oak trees, we just had some really nice trees that were getting killed off left and right because this stuff would canopy up and over it, and it just really wasn't fun to deal with. And I'd go out and I'd cut it and I'd burn it and do everything, and within a week the stuff was back, and it came back with a vengeance. And they told me, well, you can go in there and spray it, and I really didn't want to put a whole lot of noxious chemicals on our ground. And so I chose to get some goats, and one time we had about 100 goats, and there wasn't a blade of kudzu on the place, and they really went in there and cleaned it up. And in the meantime, we had a lot of people stop by, hey, can we get some cuttings of that? I probably should have given them to them, but I was trying to get rid of this stuff, so I didn't really want to get it started someplace else. And hey, where'd you get that kudzu? Well, we got it over there at Pfalzbot's. Well, Pfalzbot's trying to get rid of it, but you don't really get rid of it by cutting it away. And it's been declared a noxious weed in Missouri and several other states that they claimed it really wasn't growing, but they've had it growing in places as far north as Oregon, from what I've heard, to where somebody probably got a cutting or seeds and decided, hey, let's put it in the ground and get it growing. Now, in retrospect, kudzu is a fairly substantial feed crop, or it could be, because it's a legume, much like alfalfa. And in areas where it could be controlled, like out here on the plains where we really don't have a whole lot of trees, it might be an ideal crop. And, as I did my research on it, I think it was in the 30s, 40s, and 50s that the government actually paid people to plant this stuff because it was supposedly good for soil erosion. It would help amend soils. But they found out that it wasn't really as good as it was touted to be. And it was originally introduced in this country back at I think it was a World Trade Fair, 1876, if I have my dates right. But nonetheless, kudzu is kudzu, and there's a lot of people that love this stuff. It has some very useful uses as far as pharmaceuticals, herbal. I believe they have kudzu fest where they fry the leaves up someplace down in Arkansas. I've seen kudzu root sold on the internet, for things like arthritis and gout. But I didn't know a whole lot of this at the time. I just, was trying to save my trees, and that's where I brought in the goats. So let's go ahead and see what these guys are doing.
Right now, the city of Roswell is using a pretty unique crew of landscapers at Old Mill Park. Meet them. Do you see them? For the next 10 days, the park will be home to 33 landscaping goats. The hope is that they'll eat their way through all that invasive kudzu, and usually it requires heavy machinery or toxic chemicals to remove this type of plant, but it's become so popular in the last few years to use the goats instead, but they're trying it there too. It's reportedly less expensive and less damaging and cute to watch.
Goats needed a job. They were fired by the Chicago Cubs this week.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, thank you very much.
So, just a little bit more about the kudzu. What I was told is that the longer a kudzu infestation stood, if it was a relatively new kudzu infestation, 5-10 years old, that you could kind of get rid of it, pretty easily, and because it roots very deeply into the soil. But they estimated that our kudzu infestation had been there probably 35 years, which, those roots were pretty deep, and it was quite a battle. Okay, I'm looking over here on the GoatWorld page, and I want to thank everybody again for their wishing me a happy birthday. And I see we've got a couple people in here that have been posting stuff that isn't quite right, so you get a special treatment. We'll just go ahead and delete you. Here's Jennifer Harris Morrissey, and hey Mom, you left me outside with this coat on, let me in. That's pretty cute. And Michael Taylor, he always sends some really nice photos. He's got some nice looking goats there, and he's living the good life. Little Michael Taylor. And shout out to Dana K. Brown. She always provides some really neat stuff. The curse is finally over. I hear those goats aren't too happy about it. And Wombale Jokum, I don't want to butcher your name there, Wombale. I'm probably saying it wrong. But at what age do kids start feeding on palatable grass? And the members, you folks do a great job. I mean, you're always, you try to answer the best you can. And like I say from time to time, what works for some people doesn't always work for somebody else. So, use common sense, but everybody here seems to give some really good information. Almost right away in many cases, they will nibble instinctively and they see their mates do it. So they also learn by observation, even in the same breed. Some will take a bit longer than others, though generally not long. I'm not sure if the breeds you commonly have differ from breeds common in the USA or not. So that's a pretty good answer there, Fran. I appreciate that. Ryan Murphy, I introduced lush green second cutting dry hay to make my kids at day 3. To offer your kids at day 3. I also offer grain at this time. Okay. And Sarah Lintvet Moan. I'm sorry if I'm butchering names. I'm just I put my dough in a separate pen before she kids, and I notice within just a few days that kids are munching on the hay and eating the grain I give mom. So back to the original question. That's a good answer, Sarah. I appreciate that. Back to the original question. At what age do kids start feeding on palatable grass? Well, many of you will notice that, the kids, they'll start mouthing at solid foods. It varies. I've seen them start mouthing at solid foods at 2 weeks. Does it mean they're eating it? No. But my broad brush of an answer would be, as soon as you start seeing the kids mouth at solid foods would be the time to give them palatable grass. At least offer it to them so they know, what's in store for their lifetime diet. Packing goats, aid and hunt. Every time I see a pack goat article, I think of my old friend George Bogdan. He was one of the first members I had on my GoatWorld website, and he provided a lot of nice information and articles and pictures about, using pack goats. And, I know George is someplace up there in the mountains of Idaho packing away. Well, he's not in Idaho anymore. He passed away, so, it's kind of a remembrance of George. He was a really nice guy. And I see a lot of the articles that I've added, and that's what I'm going to try to do with this video cast is incorporate all this into what'll hopefully be a live stream eventually, and people can always refer to it. It'll incorporate a chat room. I've talked about doing this for years, and I'm just now getting to the point where I think I can do it. So with your help and love and support, I will keep doing it. And here's Carrie Mashoki. Okay. What a joyous way to end our day. We welcome Millie and Tilly to our family. First time Mom did a tremendous job birthing and is nursing great. Well, that's, you have some very nice looking goats there, Carrie. And, they all look happy and playful. And very nice, very nice. And let's see, let's scroll down here a little bit farther. I come in here and I see all the articles I posted and many of your comments, and this one really caught my eye. That's a goat. That's a happy goat there. It just been rescued, and I'm sure that's just a happy goat. Tracy Davis, Clarksburg, West Virginia, spoiled my first trick-or-treaters. They do look spoiled there, Tracy. And let's see, what else do we got down here? I'm sure most of you read that the feds are going to give $1,131,595 in grants to goat cheese producers. That's a lot of cheese money. I like to see it. And here you go. Maybe we should all go in on this together. Large goat farm for sale near Te Aroha property in New Zealand. We'd have to move down under, but there you go, folks. We could all be living at GoatWorld down here in New Zealand. I better like that too. I posted it, but I'll like it. And of course, everybody knows about A Tale of Two Goats, a look into how goats have shaped the Cubs and the Navy's legacy. So anyway, here we go. I always like to see this one. Lasse Lino Henriksen shared me the cutest baby goat in all of Denmark's photo. You goat this? Yeah, and then we crossed the 4,900 member threshold here a few days back. We've gained a few, we've lost a few. I mean, some of the people, they come in here and they start posting stuff that we really shouldn't let them post. And That's just, that's just not right. That's not the rules, and everybody here knows the rules. We try to keep it clean and educational and informative. So anyways, most of you have seen this, but yeah, I wanted to give a shout out to Wendy Jack. She also runs our GoatWorld page promotion. Let me pull it up here. Where is it? GoatWorld page promotion. Oh, there we go. Yeah, folks, now try to get in here and take advantage of this, because this is where you can advertise your wares. There's some really nice goat earrings. And we are Sterling Stone Farm, and we are fortunate enough to have purchased some of the best mini Nubian goats from all over this country to build a beautiful herd of moon spots, Roman noses, wide Nubian ears, fabulous dairy backgrounds, blue eyes, and flashy color. Please find us on Facebook or visit our website at sterlingstonefarm.com. Now this is all under the GoatWorld page promotion. It's a separate group from GoatWorld, and it allows you to post the things that are goat related, these earrings and stuff. And just for a kick, Eric Ravegno, save the bees. We've really got to start paying attention to those bees, because once they die off, it's just not going to be good. It's not going to be good at all if the bees start dying off. So, appreciate the bees and do what you can to help them. This is Goat World, but maybe somebody needs to start a bee world. And there's a lot of people out there that are doing worlds of good for the bees, but everybody needs to be aware. We need to keep those bees around. We can't let them go extinct. Come on, people. Use some common sense. The bees are why we eat. But just for kicks here, before I sign off, let's go over and look at Sterling Stone Farm. Just give them a quick shout out, because they signed up for the GoatWorld page promotion. So, it looks like a very nice website. They've got goat information, breeding schedules. They raise chickens. Most of us raise chickens, or want to. Herd sires, does. Let's look at their herd sires. Our handsome herd sires. Now, there's Bentley. 100% natural, organic. Deacon. Those are some nice looking goats. Those really are. They've got a breeding schedule, goat information. Let's look at their goat information. I've accumulated a lot of information on goats from Pinterest. I feel I should share this information with current and future goat owners, as it has helped me tremendously. There's a lot of websites out there with a lot of links. And look here. And for the bee lovers out there, like I was just saying, those bees are important. Those bees are really important, folks. Oh, let's see. What else do we got here? I don't mind stuff like this. Art, craft, holiday, gift donations needed. And that's fine. We put that stuff in there. Oh, but I got to look. This is on the GoatWorld page promotion. Now, something like that on the GoatWorld proper. If there was more people that were up for it, I know everybody wants to keep this pretty much information and help oriented, so that's why I separated the two. But they're just a whole world of goat stuff out there, and that's what we do. We try to bring it to you, because I know you folks are interested in goats. And when I started doing GoatWorld back in 98, 99, there were a lot of chat groups. There weren't really many websites. I think there was a website, Goat Wisdom, and I think it's still around. And there was boregoat.com, boregoat.net, and my original idea was just to kind of bring everybody together. It doesn't matter what kind of goats you raise, for what purpose. just bring everybody together to learn, teach, and share, the information that you have, because each of us has experience. I know there's many of you out there that know a lot more than I do about goats, but every day for me is a learning experience. And, that it's really made it worth it, because I met a lot of nice people. And you can go back and see, if you do a Google search with Gary Pfalzbot goats. Let's see what we bring up. Just to toot my own horn here. We started our world of goats. Goats for sale, tethering goats. And I'm floored by the amount of websites that refer to an article that I've written or an article that I passed along, because I haven't written every article myself. I've snagged a few from other people, and with their permission, of course. And it's really made it fun. I mean, you go back and look through the different things, that it just floors you to see, how the word gets out there. There was me a long time ago. I mean, I don't remember how long ago that was, but that was back in Highlandville, Missouri. And that was about the kudzu time. Let's look up Gary Pfalzbot kudzu, just to look and see what man gets tool to fight kudzu. I mean, they were all out there. Once I started fighting this stuff, I had people coming from all over. They wanted to see it for themselves. I didn't know what else to do other than get goats, and that's just the way life bounces. So anyways, folks, thank you for being a member of GoatWorld, and if you like this kind of broadcast, I won't make it a real long broadcast, take too much time out of your day. Please share love and hit the like button, let me know I'm doing a good job, or if there's something you want to see, if there's something you want me to focus on, anything I can do to better the goat world. That's become one of the things that I really have a passion about. It isn't something I planned on doing, but it's something that I am doing, and I've always been one that, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. If life gives you kudzu, get goats. And it's just really enjoyable, to talk with some of you folks every now and then, and interact with you and answer questions. And like I said, like I've always said, I don't know everything about goats, but if you have a question that I can't answer, I will try to point you in the right direction. So that's my pledge to the members, and over 4,900 of you out there that seem to like what I'm doing. So I really appreciate it, folks. I really do. And you all have a good day, and we'll do it again soon.